Hello, my sweet angel. Welcome to another video from me. I feel so giddy today, and you know what? If you clicked on this video, I'm not sure why yet, but we're gonna figure that out, because we don't really do planning around here. We just go with the flow. We go with the flow. We're flowing. I want to do some reiki-infused things today, but it is gonna be okay. Shall I explain? This is going to be a tarot reading, but I want to throw it back. It's going to be a special, fun, interactive video. I hope you guys interact with it to your fullest abilities, if you so choose. And hopefully if you clicked on this, you are choosing to interact with me. Please be my friend. I feel a bit woo-woo today. That's okay. That's okay. We're woo-woo today. Okay. So, most of you probably don't know this, but when I started this video, I started this video a minute ago, when I started this channel back in October of last year, meaning October 2025, the first couple of videos I posted were just experimental, and a lot of them were journaling videos, which I actually had a lot of fun doing at the time. And for anyone who may not know, if you've never seen me before, hi, I'm Kelsey. This is Purple Sight. Welcome. It's the new trend. Purple Sight. That's what I keep telling myself. That's what I'm telling everyone here. I'm so trendy. That's why we're here, to be trendy. I need to get to the point, don't I? It's one of those videos, so just stick with it. I even got my little crystals to help me speak, and maybe this is just how I'm supposed to talk today. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for affirming me. Okay. Shoot, what was I saying? Literally, what was I saying? Oh, 3:31 on the timer. I started this channel when I went on medical leave from my job. I was working at a corporate law firm, and I hated this job. And it was so bad for my mental health. And if you listen to the way I talk around here, I already have very deep mental health issues. I have PTSD, and working in a corporate space can be very triggering for PTSD. A lot of people maybe don't know that, or maybe they don't phrase it that way, but it is. And it was very triggering just for my depression in general. I really reached a point where I didn't see my life being fulfilling at all. I didn't even see that as a possibility for me, and I hadn't for a long time. And I have talked about this a little bit before. I've talked about my previous unaliving attempts. Trigger warning, sorry. I just try to be very open about it because I want people to see, I want all experiences to be welcome here. And I feel like if I'm open about my history, then it just makes this whole, did you hear that screech? It makes this whole thing just more honest and authentic, and I think it allows all of us to see that so much is possible in life. Because maybe you who are watching, you don't think anything's possible for you. Maybe you feel very depressed and you don't see another way of being. And I was there before too. So I just want to be open about that because I do feel like I'm in so much of a better place now. And a lot of it is because I just started randomly posting online, even after I hadn't been on social media in 8 years. I started this YouTube channel to just kind of tap into my creativity and see what wanted to come out. And now that I'm more comfortable with what I actually want to post and how I actually want to potentially be of service to a community, I kind of wanted to throw it back to a little journaling video because I actually do think those were really helpful for me in understanding where I wanted to go. And they're a big reason that I am where I am now. And so I thought we could just throw it back. We're going to do a little, if you could see the pile of crap I have over here, that'll tell you how little I thought about this. I just threw a whole boatload of items. I was like, we'll figure it out. We'll just hit record. But my plan, my somewhat of a plan, my idea is that we're going to be picking tarot cards or oracle cards, whatever. I have all my decks piled here. We're just going to see what one is calling to us. but we're going to be picking tarot cards. And then I also have a bunch of my journals over here. And I want us to kind of just like see what wants to arise out of us by the cards we pull and see if there's any journaling prompts we can gather that so we can really do some like intuitive integration type of work. Ugh, this is going to be so much fun. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. It's okay if you're not. I'm still glad you're here. Okay, I have all my journals over here. I did kind of want to start with a poem today. Yeah, let's pick a Maya Angelou poem. Maya Angelou is one of my biggest inspirations. I also do like write poetry, but I just think in general she is such a fascinating powerhouse inspiration. Like when I read Why the Caged Bird Sings, like I feel like my life stopped and started again. Like just hearing her words, hearing her tell her story through her own words is utter magic. What do I actually, I think, what do I have tabbed here? This is calling me. Wait, that's actually not what I want. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, I think this is. Oh, I guess this is what we're doing today. I just pulled it open Still I Rise. Probably the most famous Maya Angelou. But I think it fits the vibe today, so let's read it just for a memory. Because it's always inspirational, no matter what. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Let me get my microphone. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells, pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines diggin' in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise? That I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. What a gift Maya Angelou was for this world. Can we just live in eternal gratitude that she existed and gifted us with her beautifully powerful words? May you find power in your voice just as she did. I'm going to invoke the master Reiki symbol. So as we move through the video today, you can really feel the power of your true soul. Feel the wisdom of your true soul. I want your soul to speak, because that is the essence of you, your soul. So we're getting to the soul. You're an angel. I just grabbed this. So we're going to use this tarot deck today. I wasn't really intending to use this deck. I was actually going to use... But that's why sometimes you just gotta let go of control. Let's pick our first card for finding the wisdom we have within us, letting our soul speak. What do our souls want to tell us? What do they want to give rise to within us? How do we rise? Thank you, Spirit. I'm calling in the spirit teams of all those watching right now. Please help us find the truth, the wisdom, the joy, the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, okay, okay. First card out. Okay, what is it? Nine of Pentacles. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh my god, and look what's on the bottom. Oh my god. Girl. If I could show you my freaking floor right now. Every card just dropped except these 3 freaking cards in my hand. Okay, so I think this is our reading. And now I have to pick up literally 52 pickup, except how many cards are in a tarot deck again? Should I just keep you on? Okay, you know what? It's interesting because a lot of cards, maybe I should keep some of these because only a few are flipped up. Most of them are face down. We're gonna see. We're gonna just see. Thank you for bearing with me. This isn't gonna be, I'm not gonna edit out any of this. I don't know why I'm saying that already because we're not even in the editing phase. I just feel like this is not gonna be edited. So if you're here, you're here. I feel so silly today. Isn't it great to just be silly? Now, I know what you're thinking. Can't you wait till the end of the video to clean up the cards? And the answer is no. I don't know what to tell you. It's no. And you know what? I think this is actually very purposeful because it's allowing our soul to really awaken. We needed to take a moment. That's why I dropped the cards, because our soul is still waking up. You know, it's still early morning for the soul. Give it a minute. Before it wants to speak, you gotta, you know, when you wake up in the morning, do you want to talk right away? Or do you like a little silence? I think your soul likes a little bit of silence. All right, my darlings. All right, all right, all right. We are done. Why is this pillow falling on me? Okay. Okay. So, our first card was Nine of Pentacles. And then the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands came out. So, we're going to start with Nine of Pentacles. And we're going to open our journals. And you know what the first question we're going to ask ourselves? When do we feel like this? Your soul knows, your soul knows how to feel like this. And when we think of Nine of Pentacles, it's really this place of security within the self. It's this abundance, not even because of what's surrounding you in life, but because of what's within you. It's this natural state of peace, this natural, cultivated, just abundance from within, because your soul is so abundant. It's not about what you have, it's about what's inside. And so I want you to really look at this card now and think, what makes you feel like you can just be? This might be an aspect of your soul. This might be a place you go, whether in the world or within yourself. You know, I'm feeling called to tell a story right now. So, and when I made these journaling videos at the start, I did tell a lot of stories about myself. So maybe we're being called back to that a little bit, because I just want people to know me for my own selfish means. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think this is selfish. You can tell I start getting a little uncomfortable when I'm about to tell a story about myself, but we're gonna get my microphone. It's gonna be okay. So, as you listen to the story, I want you to be journaling what makes you feel at peace. What makes you feel abundant? What does abundance mean to you? What does it really mean? Not the flashy abundance, not the flashy like money or wealth, but like what is what does that internal feeling feel like? Try to describe it. And so I talk about my PTSD a lot. And when I first, like before I underwent like any spiritual awakening, before I was ever even spiritual, and my spiritual journey is kind of odd because like when all of the traumatic things happened in my life when I was younger, I did kind of have a semi-spiritual awakening where I was opened up to a lot of spiritual tools and aspects in life because I, wow, we're really getting into it. I didn't expect to do this. But I was actually, I went through a lot of traumatic events, and then I was forced to leave my school that I was at when I was at college, and I was put in the hospital. And when I went home, I went to therapy every day. And I went to AA a little bit for a few months. Let me take a sip. But for any people watching her in recovery, you know this, but like when you go to AA, it's like it's not that you can't be atheist in AA, but it is kind of like the guidance behind AA is very much rooted in like a higher power, and it doesn't have to be anything specific. And that was the kind of the first time I heard in my life that like you can believe in a higher power and you can give up control without it having to be like religious based, which I didn't know because I grew up, my whole family was atheist growing up, and like I just had ideas of religion and I was like, oh, that doesn't fit me. I don't like that. I don't like, yeah. I'm feeling it's hard for me to like speak honestly about this because I just started getting really, really anxious because I'm just trying to be honest about who I am, but sometimes I'm scared of I still have this throat block of like upsetting people or like offending people or just saying things that don't resonate with people, but I'm just trying to be honest. I'm already really tired. Gosh, I hope this video doesn't end up going awry. Because also, this was not the story I meant to tell. You know what? Maybe we should go to the next card before I like keep talking. It's okay. I'm still gonna post this, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone, because it's just important for my own journey. Does that make sense to anyone here? But I also want to pull up Queen of Pentacles because also, you know, these are both Pentacle cards. We both got the Aurora kind of themed feminine in here. And I wanted you to think about like how your abundance, how that feeling of abundance can show up in your world. How can it be something that you feel confident in? How can you bring it into the world? How can you bring this internal light, this internal feeling of peace into the world around you? Because and that's a hard answer. That's a hard question to answer, right? And it took a while. It took a long time for me. And let's go back to the story I was going to tell because I think that actually aligns here. So when I was first kind of really trying to heal my PTSD, because my PTSD really got triggered when I was like in my mid 20s, like 24, 25, and it just got worse and worse over the years. I'm 28 now. But after a while of like constantly living in fear and paranoia and agoraphobia and insomnia and just this ever-present anxiety and like body terror and body dysmorphia. I don't mean like body dysmorphia. It kind of is that. It's not like, I mean, I did go through a lot of eating disorders because of my PTSD, which is like a whole other thing. PTSD leads to a lot of different symptoms, potentially. Can you tell I'm getting off track again? It's like my throat blocks getting in the way of me telling a freaking story. But that's okay. We're gonna get it out for my own good. This is like my practice. When my PTSD was really bad, the first time I really understood my ability to heal myself, which I honestly didn't even think about it this way at the time, but there was one night where I had a really, really bad flashback. My PTSD gets triggered at night because being in bed, I just feel very unsafe sometimes. It's better now. Still happens, but I would feel so unsafe being in bed, and I would feel, okay, how do I explain this? Like my PTSD really manifested in like things touching me, and it kind of evolved. So like my own like just general fears would come up in my PTSD. PTSD is a very complex. Like we don't understand like, you know, our brains are very complex. But like I always had a fascination with bugs, and that kind of turned into a fear of bugs. And like my biggest fear was centipedes. And I think it's just because they like, you know, when you're like afraid of something, it's actually because like deep down they fascinate you. But I was always so scared of centipedes. And there was a moment where I had such a horrifying dream about them. I don't talk about this like with anyone, not even my therapist, because it's I like when I talk about it, it triggers the feeling in my body. I started coming to this place where I developed a space in my mind that whenever I was having a flashback or these scary sensations in my body, I would try to find this place in my mind. And I just started building it. I started building this place in my mind. It was like my safe haven, and it was the purple forest. I called it the purple forest. I'm gonna cry. Sorry. My life is just like overwhelming sometimes. But I went to this place called the Purple Forest in my mind. And it was just like this place with beautiful tall trees, and all of the trees were purple with purple leaves. And there were pink lotus flowers that were also like they had little lights in them, like little fairy lights. And sometimes like I would turn myself into a lotus flower when I was in the purple forest. And I would just like engulf myself in this pink bubble of light, and then I would start sprouting my lotus petals, and that would be like my protection. And when I was in the pink lotus bubble, nothing could hurt me, and it would just like kind of dissolve all of the monsters that were on my body and purify them and transmute them. And like I didn't even know what I was doing at the time. It was just like I was so used to being in my head, so I was like, well, maybe if I try to make my brain work for me, if that makes sense. And that was like the first moment where I realized, oh, I actually do have some control over where my mind goes, and I can actually turn my brain into a really powerful tool that works for my soul rather than being controlled by it, rather than being plagued by it. I forget why I was telling this story. It's probably because I started dissociating a little bit because I'm getting really vulnerable and deep here. Maybe I won't post this. I didn't expect this to go this way. Okay. I'm like, what's going on with my chest? Knight of Wands. I just want you to ask yourself, what lights you up? What sets you on fire? Because we all have passion within us. We're passionate beings. Passion is driven by emotion. And in the society, we block our emotions. We are taught not to feel. We are taught to be productive. We are taught to be like corporate, soulless figures for the capitalist freaking, agenda. But we're all passionate beings because we're all emotional beings. So if you think you don't have passion, if you think you're passionless, it's actually just because you were taught to stifle those emotions, to stifle those passions. So this is your first step, or potentially your steps ahead. Wherever you are, welcome. I love you. I'm so proud of you. But this is a step you are taking to access your passions. And if you say you don't have passion, I don't believe you, okay? I literally don't believe you. You're so passionate. You have such a passionate soul. Souls are filled with passion. So that's why we're doing this, to open you up to the wisdom in your soul. You have so much passion, and I want you to sit with your journal and think about what lights you up inside. What makes you feel like you have purpose? Is it when you're talking to a friend and you are able to help them or support them or give them advice that they didn't even know they needed? Is it when you're walking in nature and just interacting with all of the birds and the trees and the bees around you? Is it your soul is meant to feel that passion, and it can be so simple as like walking down the street and just enjoying a beautiful day. That is passion. And how can you bring more of that into your life? How can you live a life where your soul is always has the option to be lit up? That's the purpose of life, is to light up our souls and let our souls be free in this like miraculous journey. Girl, what am I saying? I love you if you're freaking watching this. If you are freaking watching this, I love you so much, because I don't know where this video came from. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch it, but I'm just putting it out there. This one was way more experimental than I usually am. I usually have more of a framework. This, we just kind of went with it. So if anyone if anyone actually did the journaling along with me and you like wrote down something interesting, please tell me in the comments what you wrote down. Let's chat about it. Or you can just like confirm, put a little pencil notebook emoji in the comments to let me know you've been journaling. Journaling is such a powerful thing. Getting in touch with our voice is so freaking powerful, dude. That is the first step to fulfillment. Getting in touch with your true voice. That's not, you know, just a reflection of what we see. It's your truth. It's your internal truth that cannot be manipulated. I think let's just end it there. If you enjoyed this like journaling type video, which I have not really done, please let me know and maybe I'll do it again because it was really fun. But we're not really doing anything specific here. We're just trying to like be free and open to the world, to the possibility within ourselves. My darling, I love you so much. Thank you for being here.